I'd love to sell picks. There is zero downside for the pick seller, but the problem is I'm not delusional like all these pick sellers that think their opinion is worth money. And I know I can actually beat certain sports and have proved it long term, but I also know that no matter what, there are several fundamental flaws in the transaction between a pick seller and a pick buyer. The big one is the risk just isn't equally aligned. All the risk is on the pick buyer, with zero risk on the seller. Win or lose, the pick seller still makes money. The pick buyer has to pay for the picks and could still lose the bets. Until this risk is balanced out, it'll just never be good for the pick buyer. And that's just the obvious downside. But let's say you're very good at betting sports, and typically a result of being very good means your bets have what's called market agreement, which means if you make a bet on a team at -4, by the time the game starts, that line will be worse at like -5 or -6 even. Because good bets get bet by other good bettors, hence market agreement. It's extremely rare to win consistently long term with market resistance. But if you're buying picks from this very good sports bettor, you may not always get the same line or price he gives you. If you're buying picks, you probably don't think this is a big deal when the pick seller says bet team -4, and then when you go to bet it, it's -5. Most think, okay, 1 point, no big deal. And you're kind of right. It won't matter most of the time, but it will matter sometimes. And because the difference between losing and being profitable are so small, that 1 point difference will absolutely matter over a period of, say, 30 or 60 days or longer. The pick buyer actually has to somehow win more than the pick seller in order to overcome the cost of paying for the picks. So let's say over a 30-day period, the pick seller breaks even exactly, which breaking even is actually pretty good and better than 90% of bettors. But for the pick buyer, breaking even is technically losing when you have to pay a weekly or a monthly fee for the picks. Um, that's in the case if the pick seller is very good, but the very best bettors in the world, unfortunately, aren't on social media posting about how good they are. In reality, they don't want people to know what they're betting, and they go to extreme lengths to disguise what they're betting. I'm sure they would love the money made from pick selling. Everyone wants more money, but it's not worth it for them because it would ruin their edge. If everyone was betting what they like, they wouldn't be able to bet as much because lines would move quicker. With all the clients now making good bets, the market would move. And the idea that the pick seller making all his bets before giving out the pick wouldn't work either, because after he's done betting, the line would be different. And now the pick buyer is making a completely different wager than he was. When a good bettor makes a bet on a team at, say, -4, it's because he believes at -4 it's a good bet. He doesn't believe that that same bet is still good at -5, -6, or an infinity number. In fact, most of the time, the other side would probably be better if it moves too much. That's how small the edges are in betting. There's a great chart. It's called the Sprague chart 2.0. It's on the screen now. It explains all the reasons why buying picks is not the way to go. I recommend pausing the video to read it or screenshot it and read it later.